All right. We are back. Look again. Sorry about that, folks. Dollar was extremely sick and couldn't last the workout, so I had to go get her. All right. So, let's see if people realize I'm back. Is my daughter still missing? No, she was sick. She was at work, and I had to go get her. Yeah, she's been sick for a good while now. I know she went to the doctor a few weeks ago. I took her to emergency, and I forget what it was, something SARS or CARS or HARS or whatever. And they gave her some antibiotics, which she did take. She did take them all and everything else like that. But she's still coughing up a storm, can't breathe, and crap like that. And this has been going on almost a month now. And I do know she's got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. You know, now the rest of the house is sick, including myself, but everybody else just has a common cold. Hers is not a common cold because, first of all, I have never heard anybody have a cold for more than a month. It's, common colds will go away in a couple days or about a week max, something like that, but not for uh, a month or so continuously. You know, she's got. I do know. I listen to her lungs. I got a stethoscope and blood pressure cuffs. I do have some medical training and stuff like that, and she does have crackling in her lungs. I've heard it, which means more than likely she's got fluid in her lungs, and when she coughs, she will cough up clear liquid at times, which is another indicator of fluids in the lungs. But I'm gonna leave it professional, so we're gonna get her to the doctor tomorrow, and I'm going this time. I'm not gonna have her mom take her in. I'm taking her in, and I'm gonna tell the doctor. I said she's not leaving this office until you figure out exactly what the fuck's wrong with her. You know, it's screwing with her work, and it's hurting her. You know, and you're the freaking doctor. You got all these degrees. I'm sure you could figure something out. If you can't figure it out, we'll go to a fucking specialist. Gonna find out because don't tell me it's a fucking cold. I'm sorry, it's not a fucking cold. Yeah, something. I will. If he turns around, I mean seriously, if he turns around and says, "Oh, it's just a common cold," I will sit there and I'll say, "We ain't leaving until you figure out what's really wrong with her." I know what a fucking cold is. I'm 55 years old. I've had enough colds to last a lifetime. You know, I've had pneumonia. I think it's some sort of pneumonia slash bronchitis, to be honest. Yeah, and I want them to do all that shit. I really want them to do all that. Because I'm telling you right now, what I heard in the stethoscope. See, when you listen to a lungs through a stethoscope, it should be clear. It should absolutely be clear. You should not hear anything except maybe the air coming in and out. If you hear any form of any type of crackling, that means there's something in the lungs, generally fluid, and that's not supposed to be there. I know yesterday they were talking about, well, it can't be pneumonia, because I don't have a fever. Well, that's not true either. Not all pneumonias have fevers. You can have pneumonia and never have a fever. I've had pneumonia. If you look at my lungs, it'll look like a battlefield. I guess when I was a child, I was having pneumonia all the freaking time, to the point that it literally scarred to hell. My lungs are so scarred up, it's not even funny. I'm surprised I could do this, you know, and still hold my breath for a very long time. But anyways, so again, I apologize for the interruption. So we're gonna just continue. We're gonna recap where I kind of left off real quick, and then continue on. All right. Well, again, my foremost important tips right here for doing a live stream. One, you want a minimum of at least 5 megabytes per second. At least 5. You can get away with literally 5 megabytes. As long as you don't do anything else like try to game or try to do a panel or something like that. If it's just you alone, you can get away with 5 megabytes. Two, make sure you got a good uh, video recording device. Webcam, smartphone, cameras, GoPros, anything that can record that can be plugged into your computer to the stream with, you're good to go. You don't really need anything fancy. Now, we were looking at webcams that I have and whatnot. What I use, as soon as it gets there, is actually, yeah, this is the one I have. I have this one. All right, and it's really good. It's certified for Zoom, Microsoft Teams, compatible, TAA compliant. I don't know what the hell that means, but this is what I have. I have the 920, and they're fairly cheap. The prices have come way, way to frick down since the COVID scare. Because when the COVID was scare, everybody was being schooling in the house. These things shot way the hell up. We're talking well over $100 some for uh, like the one I'm using. And this is the second one. I had the C-Fix 15. I actually had this right on top of my 920. This is a good cam. Okay, $30, you're good to go. So I basically literally have these two, and this is what I'm running off of. I run off of this generally, and then I'll run the zoom off of this one. So yeah, these are nice. And again, my preference is Logitech. Logitech, Logitech, Logitech. Stick with the Logitechs. Okay, you could do more with them. They've been around for years and whatnot. So stay with your Logitech. Lighting is extremely important in any streaming you do, any type of streaming you do. Lighting. And now a little tip I could give you uh, uh, is not just the front light, but if you want a nice, clean, crisp picture as well lit, put a light behind you. I know, off camera so I can't see it, but have a light behind you. It helps sharpen this right here. Okay. Now, lighting also is important when it comes to green screen dash optional. Now, green screen, absolutely. Everybody knows how basically a green screen. If you don't, I will give you tips and show you how that works. I'm using a green screen, but you don't need a green screen to do a live. You absolutely don't. Now, there's a couple things you can do. You could put up a fake green screen behind you. Okay? You can actually literally, it's in the sources, put up a green image for image picture, a green screen, and that could be your green screen without an actual green screen. I know I'm getting a little technical, but you can do it. Or the best way, and a lot of tubers are starting to do this nowadays, when they do live streams, They won't use any green screen whatsoever. What they do is they'll set up a room that is really, really clean and bright, and basically prop a little section of the room that the camera sees and prop it with, books, teddy bears, toys, whatever, book, anything behind them. Maybe even a sign. They might buy a special sign, and, a neon sign or something back there. But it's literally just the room. Now, if you're going to do that, again, lighting, go back to lighting. Lighting is extremely important because you don't want to just light yourself up and leave the room dark. You want to balance the two because you're talking two different things that are being filmed, not just one. Now you're talking two. And you don't want to get that crossover where you'll get phasing or shading, phasing or hazing. And that's what will happen is, well, let's say I light up the room behind me brighter than what's in front of me, you're going to get a hazing. I'm going to get hazed. Fading is if I'm brighter than the room back there, you're going to fade out the back room. You're going to get a fading. So you want to make sure your lighting is equally proportioned between what's in the back that you're using to view with and what's in front of you. So you want to make sure that balance is pretty much lined up. So whatever's in the back of you is just as bright as it is in front of you. So keep those tips and play with it. But like I said, lighting in the back, if you're doing green screen, works. It really does work. Now, you got to be careful. If you're doing live streaming and you're using a green screen during the daytime, make sure your room is well sealed off from external lights. I have a window right to my right here, okay? And because I got a curtain over it, but because the sun comes across it, it'll show through the window. And via our landlord, we're not allowed to, put things on our window, to cover them up. The only option I have is a dark screen, a dark curtain, which you can see through when you got light on, and it will mess with it. You've seen them where I have like lights right over here somewhere. That's the sun coming through. So you want to be careful. Try to stay away from windows. Don't be next to a window. And if anything, be opposite of a window. So that's basically, and I said, and I guess the fifth one would be whatever you're sitting on, make sure it's freaking comfortable. If this is what you're going to do, if this is going to be your major thing on a streaming site, is streaming, make sure that cut chair is comfortable. Absolutely make sure that chair is comfortable because do your research. Do your research when buying a chair. You want a chair that's going to be comfortable, supportive, and make sure that seat, that cushion, is going to hold you and not squish down, get hard, or whatever. I paid $200 for this quote unquote gaming chair. Yeah, it does a lot of fancy stuff. It'll kick out, it'll recline like a recliner, it'll lift me way up, and all that. But the problem is, I didn't do my research. And now my chair started falling apart literally 2-3 months after I bought it. The arms are loose, it's falling apart, it's peeling apart. The leather is poor quality, and the cushion in the seat that flattened out within a year. So now I literally am sitting on two pillows on top of my cushion, which I shouldn't have to do, but I did. If you're going to get a gaming chair, make sure you got some nice lumbar supports. Lumbars are really critical when you're sitting here for a very, very long time. And make sure you can move too, because you want to keep moving. You don't want to sit stationary throughout for an hour, 2 hours, 5 hours, 11 hours, 24 hours. You don't want to sit stationary. You want to be able to move a little bit because you will swell up your ankles. Your legs will fall asleep on you. Make sure, now I'm going back to school, old school, everybody knows how to sit. Try to keep your knees a little higher off the ground. It'll keep your ankles from swelling and stuff like that. So those are basically the 5 tips of getting started to YouTube. If you have all that, you're good to go. Now we'll get into the technical aspect. OBS, how to set up a YouTube for streaming. Yeah, But you see, thank God I have to pee like every 3, 4 hours. Otherwise, I would be sitting. But I do move in my chair a lot. Now, technical aspect. I use OBS. I love my OBS. You could do so much with OBS. OBS is literally nothing more. Matter of fact, I'll show you guys what the OBS looks like. This is my OBS. This is what I'm running on. Okay. What you're seeing is over here. I got studio mode on. I don't have to have studio mode. I can have single mode. And so what you're seeing is what I see, and that's what it is. I like to run studio mode because now I'm more into of a producer type. You're your own producers. You know, this side, this is what you guys see. I could come over here and change this up. You guys will never see this. And the only reason you're seeing that here is because I'm sharing it out. But if I move it to the side, you're not going to see that. All right. So now I could go over here and I could add stuff. I could be right back, and you guys would never know it's coming up. Okay. And then when I want to change out, all I have to do is just hit the transition. Boom. There it is. And I'm set up for when I come back. So this is my little break thing. I go pee, fart, whatever I want to do. And then when I'm ready, I can just come over, hit transition. Bam. I'm right back into it. Okay. Hey, West Haven. How you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. So, yeah. So I love, like I said, I love it. And the transitions, they're called stingers, and you got to really search around to find them. You can make your own. They're a pain in the ass, but you can find free stingers to use. This is a free stinger. I can't even remember what I got in here, but I do have other colors and stuff like that I could do. And all it literally it's just that. That's what it's called, a stinger. It's just flipping between channels. All right. OBS. These are your scenes. These are what you're going to be using next. Like if I want to go to spooky scene, I'm all set up for a spooky scene. Okay. And these you create. This literally it's like designing. I mean, if you want a really kick-ass design ready to rock and roll that you want to use for your OBS, get a hold of me. I either make you one, which will cost you not much, trust me, or I could show you and then you figure out what you want to do there. This here is nothing more than a frame. I got one for Sniper. Sage likes to play her Among Us. These are all that I've made. This is for Eddie and Jen. Paige, she does her gaming. This here, believe it or not, is an open window. So when she goes live, this here will disappear and she'll be in it. Okay. And then, like I said, this is my soapbox one. I can actually put myself right on top of the soapbox, and we're good to go. So these are your scenes. So it's basically whatever you want. This is what you guys will see when I come on my front end. So when I start the show, this is all you see. And then what I do is I just go to my main screen, or actually what I do is I set up my logo. This is an animated logo system, so when it's ready to go, and I got the volume turned off, I hit that, boom. Now you guys are seeing that. Now while that's playing, I come over here, and I can set up my main screen. And that's done, boom, flip it over. Now I'm into my main screen. And now I have this empty for whatever I want to put in there next. Pictures, videos, whatever, I can set it up. Now where that comes from is under your sources. Now your sources are add-ons to the screens. Hey Brandy, how you doing? Sources are literally nothing more than extra stuff that you want to put on. Like when I'm trying to raise $25, I'll turn that on. All right, and I can turn it off. It's just extra stuff you put on. I could turn off my Cash App, my PayPal, and stuff like that. That's all that is. I could turn my main screen off, so it's just sitting like that right now, and whatnot. Now the reason you can't see that is because I got my main screen on, so I could turn my main screen off, and now you should be able to see. Oh, I got something on. I don't know what it is, but oh, I didn't turn it off. That's why. See, there's my sniper. There's my Bigfoot frame, and when I want to play Bigfoot, Bigfoot 2, you know, that's all that is. It's literally extra images, videos that you want to set aside to deal. Now, when you load this stuff in, it's not going to be titled for you. And Davros will tell you over and over again, why don't you title these? Yes, you can title these things, and then all you do is just right click it, rename it, click rename, and then put in what it is, and that way you could find it easier. And trust me, it does come in handy. It really does come in handy. Like, all right, so right here I haven't done it yet, so I'm going to put it in here. I want to rename it, and I'm going to name it thank you. All right, there it is. So now I know which one this is. It's called the thank you one, so I can turn it on and turn it off, and I can lock it in so it can't be moved or anything like that. But you still can turn them off. When you lock them in, it just means you cannot move it around. Now, that there is a good question. Let me move this back over. I actually was kind of hoping John would be available uh, because finding OBS shouldn't be that hard. At least I didn't have it. And all you're going to do is literally just type in OBS. Boom. Okay. And that's not it. Let's try this again. Download. So you just type it in and figure out which one it is. Now you got to be careful because okay, this is the one you think it is. At least I think that's what it was. See, Lou Rock just had an issue with this. He downloaded this here, and well, thank you, thank you very much. You okay?
No,
Why?
I thought I made about enough hamburger meat for everybody. Nope.
There's 5 pounds of it. How can you not make enough?
Well, I cut it in half thinking, okay,
It's at two and a
that'll
half
be.
pounds.
Yeah, I put it in half thinking, oh, okay, it's gonna be enough. Nope.
Uh, anyways, so here you go. You got your OBS, and I'm pretty sure this is the one. Then again, I could be wrong because, like I said, when Lou Rock he loaded this one, I tried to set him up and whatnot. And if anybody's going to set up OBS, what I basically do is I literally turn on my settings. And I'm going to zoom you. I'm going to bring you this settings, and what you're going to do is literally do what I did. And this is what I did for Fallen Angel. This is what I did for a couple other people. I show you my zoom. You click, you check what's checked, you uncheck what's not checked, and we'll go through every single one of them and make sure yours is basically identical to mine. Okay? And then when you're done, you just hit apply, okay, and it should work. The problem is, I'm not 100% sure this is the correct one. It should be, because all you have to really do is just click Windows. I'm not going to do it because I already have it. Is click it and then find somebody that can help you with the settings, aka me or somebody that's got it that has it set up and is using it correctly, and you won't have any problems. Now the settings can be really, really tricky. I mean, seriously, they really can be tricky. And even to this day, I still have issues with my settings. Where,
Same here.
you know, even though I've been using it for a couple years, I want to do something or something will move, especially after a new update.
Can I get one more cigarette from you?
And so you're gonna have fun with that. Uh oh, sorry to hear that. But yeah, settings is really critical, and you want to make sure they're set up right because even though you think you set it up right, and it looks like it's obvious this is the way it should be, and all this and that, it'll mess with you. It'll mess with you, and that's where I get people coming to me and say, "I need help." You know, uh, OBS. If you set it up correctly, you got the right program, and I'm going back to it. If you got the correct OBS, because apparently there's two different types, and they both look the same. One's a knockoff brand, and the other one is actually OBS. And that's what happened with Lou. He had a knockoff brand, even though every indicator said it was OBS. John found out it wasn't OBS. I mean, it was OBS, but it wasn't the real OBS. Look at the bottom. Okay, what am I looking for? It was actually better than I thought it was going to be be honest. Absolutely a lot better than I thought it was going to be. But so yeah, once you get the OBS, you know it's the correct one, and whatnot. Like I said, I'm always here. I'm always available. Get a hold of me. I'll Zoom you real quick, and that way you can set your OBS to the settings I have and whatnot. Now there are going to be a couple that will be different because different programs. But basically, generally, it's the exact same settings. And once you get the same setting, to be honest, you know where I got my settings from? I got it from a gentleman called Ghost Mafia. And Ghost Mafia did exactly what I did. I keep saying that I'll do. He just let me copy what he had set it, and it works beautifully. It absolutely. I did it with my laptop. I took the set. I got loaded OBS on there. Came over here, loaded up. It worked great for my laptop. So it once the basic setting is the basic setting, and once you get it set up, you're done. Now you can tinker with it, if you're doing something else special, but overall the settings are basically correct. Different mics, different cameras, that you might want to tinker with if you're going to do something differently. And this is cold as hell, and I hate cold stuff. So now OBS, like I said, the OBS is a really really cool because literally it's your studio. It's everything you need in one little package. And if you get in the studio mode, you could be setting stuff up. You could design. Matter of fact, I do designing all the time. Or if I'm going to do something special, like yesterday, if you look at all that, I had the cake in there. I had some titles in there. I made all that and slapped it on, and that's what was in the sources. Your sources are your slap-ons, basically. And there's a bunch of different things you could put in there. Window capture, video capture, media source, image, slideshow. You can actually have a bunch of pictures and set up a slideshow, and it'll just keep doing a slideshow in your background. Game capture, display, color source, browsers. Browsers actually work with like DLive. All those little fancy stuff you see on there. You got to use a browser if you're using OBS with your DLive. You use the browsers and the OBS, put the correct information in there, and boom, you're ready to rock and roll. Oh hell yeah, bunch of audio capture and stuff like that. Now, like I said, be careful what OBS you got. Again, if John was here, he'll tell you exactly what had happened with Lou Rock. Hello, Miss Jen. Now, if you got multiple screens, this is actually kind of cool. Because I have multiple screens on here, it'll show every screen I'm using. I go to my primary, I can go to there. These are different screens that I have up right now. And that's really cool. So your main screen, that's the properties. Now my video, I can configure it so I can go in and out with the zoom and stuff like that. It'll look like this, where you have it up here, and you can do the camera control. I can exposure and all that stuff. Don't worry about this. Just leave this alone. Don't really mess with this. You really shouldn't have to. But there is another one. It's called filters. You know, this is what you'll pull up when you click on your video. You put filters. Now filters. This is your chroma key. This is where you're gonna make your green screen comes in handy, and you can fade stuff out in and out, and make things disappear and make it look like it's just you. And but there's a whole kinds of filters. You like say luma key, render delay. I could do scrolling. I could make myself go across the screen all the time just by using the scroll, the scroll and stuff like that. And I'm telling you what, once you learn and get a hang of OBS, you won't do it. You'll never do it live again without it. Another cool feature about Livestream or OBS, you see this here. It says start recording. I literally, if I wanted to record an event that's going on, whether I'm watching something, like say, I can literally record stuff off of videos, YouTube, whatever. And I just hit start recording, and whatever's showing on my screen, that's what it's recording. So, again, it looks complicated, it looks confusing, it looks scary sometimes, but it's not. The audio mixer, that's just every device I have on here. I do have my Yeti on here, which is off to my right here. I do have a Yeti mic. Actually, I got two of them. And this is what it looks like. This is my Yeti mic. This is one of them. The other one is a desk mode. And because I have it plugged in, it's there. So I got Yeti mic. This here is my video capture. It's one of my Logitechs that's picking this up. Okay? I don't have it turned on, that's why you don't see it going. This is set up to my headset. If I go like, pull it down, it's a little feature it has on there. Now you can hear everything. Desktop audio is what's being played on your monitor. Okay, so you want to make sure that's on if you're going to be playing your monitor. If you're using Zoom, make sure you turn your audio on, share the audio as well. I make that mistake all the freaking time. So, and there are more options here. I literally could put more stuff on there, but I don't need to, you know. Actually, I could probably hide this one, but you never know. Device here, I could take this here and I could hide it. Boom. Now that one's hid. So now I only got the four that I really need. Actually, three. That's all I really need. I just need this, and you can adjust it. So you want to make sure when you're talking and whatnot, not to hit the red. And if it hits the red, just dial it down, dial it back, dial it back. Or if you want to get really loud, you can just put it up here, and it'll hit the red. I usually keep it around there. Desktop audio, that's you just monitor that because some of the, everybody knows, some videos are really loud, some videos are really quiet. Well, you can adjust that right here. What's coming off the your desktop. Now, one thing people do ask me, mics. What about a mic? Well, that depends on you. How do you want to broadcast? Headset? Well, do you want a headset with a mic or do you want a regular mic, a separate mic like a Yeti or something like that? Me personally, I like my Yeti. Bad thing about a Yeti is unidirectional. It means it'll pick up anything anywhere. It's all the way around. Even though there's a knob on there that's supposed to be able to change which direction your audio is coming from, it doesn't matter. You can still hear an ant fart in the corner 15 feet away with a Yeti. That's the bad thing about a Yeti mic. But otherwise, it's a damn good mic. Now, the audio part, mics, headsets, remember I told you guys from the beginning, I'm no expert. And I guarantee you, there are other people that will probably tell you something better. And they're probably correct. I just tell you what I'm using. They're easy to plug in. My mic is just literally just plugged into the computer. It recognizes it. Boom. We're good to go. We're good to go. I don't have to do anything on OBS except for go to the settings and make sure it's got the mic that I'm using. Now, what type of mics and that, again, that's really up to you. Everybody has their preference. Everybody has their thing. But there are differences in between the mics. And I wish I had somebody here that could tell you the difference between the mics. But there is a huge difference in mics. There's some mics I forget, it's convex or something like that. And stuff like that. I don't know. I'm sorry. I just don't know that much about mics except I know what's a good mic and what isn't. What it does is a whole different story. Hello, Renee. Hello, Miss Natalie. And everybody else jumping in here. So, it really is. I know Eddie, he uses his Yeti mic. I know a lot of people. I have a desktop mic right here. It's a Yeti. It's just sitting there. And microphones, best mics for streaming. Well, let's just take a look. Let's learn together. Okay. We'll go to 10 tops. There we go. Best mic for streaming. This is what I got, folks. This is exactly what I have over here. I have no idea what the hell this is. Condensers. That's what I was saying. There's a mic. It's called a condenser. Now I know Ghost Mafia. He uses a condenser mic. Okay. What's the difference between a condenser and a regular mic? Don't ask me. I'm going to tell you right. Don't even ask me. Don't even bother trying to trick me up to answer that question. Because I will lie to you big time. Because I don't know. I really don't know. But if you want to know what the mics are, I can do it. Top 10 mics for streaming. I could tell you the cons of a Yeti, and I told you that is even though on the back of a Yeti, so we'll click on this, go to take a look at it, see if I can show it to you guys. Uh, I don't know if I can get it to come up. All right, yeah, this right here. Okay, those are directions that the audio is coming from. Now you see this one here. It's supposed to basically put only record what's only pick up what's in front of you. That's BS, folks. I'm going to tell you that right now. That's actually where my Yeti is set right now. Okay? And like I said, I can have an ant behind it fart. You guys are going to hear it. That's how sensitive these Yeti mics are. They are extremely sensitive. So don't worry about this stuff because it's useless. It really is. It's useless. It's got master outputs, which I did not know. I'm going to have to, what is that, a program? Damn. And there's a guy using it. Basically, that's me. I literally have all that equipment. The arm is a pain in the ass. It's a big ass arm. It stands all together. It doesn't bend. I wish there was one more bend. Okay, here it is. I wish there was one more bend right here. If there was one more bend, it'd be so cool. So freaking cool. If you are going to be a podcaster and you're going to be one of these YouTubers that has the mic sitting in front of their face, you want this. See this thing here? I'm not exactly sure what it's called. I call it a spit guard. But this thing right here, you want that. If you're going to be one of those type of tubers or streamers that likes to talk, because some people think they look cool with the mic in front of them, you're going to want a spit guard. It is not a spit guard, folks. What it is, it's a pop reducer. It's a pop filter. Everybody, when you talk, you'd be surprised how your words pop. You have no idea how much your mic is going to pick up until you actually do record yourself over a mic. Like, say you're going to do a podcast and you go to listen. You're going to hear yourself breathing that you don't even know you're breathing. You're going to hear yourself popping words like nobody's business. Like, what? Wow. You're like, how? Less air on the mic. But there are different types of mics and stuff like that. You know, if you're going to do dual mics, you can do it this way, or you could do it this way, have one transceiver and whatnot. This here would actually be a great idea. I'm going to have to look into that. But yeah, so basically, like I said, I'm no expert, but I am going to tell you, if you're going to be the type of person that has a mic right in front of them as you're doing your stream, get yourself a spit guard or a pop filter, whatever they call them. Get one of those. It will help you immensely, especially if you're going to do podcasting. All right. The rest of it is just whatever mic you want. All right. But like I said, this is the mic I do have. Matter of fact, it's hanging right there. And then I got one that actually sits on my desk. Here it is. Let's see. We'll get the real name for this thing. I don't want that. I want this. There. Yeah, pop filter. Mask shield. There it is. Hello, Swaggy Seed. Sheed. So yeah, but like I said, You don't need it. You really, really don't. If you're just gonna hang the mic somewhere off the side and nobody really needs to hear it, because like I said, a Blue Yeti is so sensitive. You don't need to have it in front of your face. You don't. Okay. But if you are one of those tubers, streamers that wants to look cool and they got the mic right there and if mine wasn't so damn heavy here. All right, this is my other mic. I could be like here, yeah, baby, I'm gonna get right into this, and like, yeah, yeah, la la la. You want a spit guard, you want a pop guard, okay? Or if you're just gonna literally have it as a desk mod or a arm hang, you don't need a spit guard. You don't, because it'll be far enough away. And if you're worried about losing audio and sound, no. Trust me, folks. You're not going to lose the audio with the Eddy. I mean, if you do, there is something wrong with your equipment. Period. It ain't the Eddy. So, yeah, here you go. How much was that bad boy? Yes, you are going to pay for a Yeti mic. That is no joke, folks. You will pay for a Yeti mic. But if you don't want to pay for a Yeti mic, or you want to save up for a Yeti mic, there you go. It's what I'm wearing. You're hearing me through this. Take your choice. There's a ton of them out there. I like my HyperX. Are there better stuff out there? Hell yeah! Matter of fact, I think, yeah, this is the one I have right here. Sure, it's on sale now. $30. You got it. Now there is cordless ones, which I do have. My girl's got it for me. I do have a cordless HyperX. It's got a little device that you just plug right into your computer, and it works great. This here, the only time I really use this is when I'm editing videos for people, especially paranormal videos. I'll use these versus these, because it's got a sound wheel on there, a volume wheel. You keep cranking that thing up. If you keep cranking that thing up, it's just going to get louder. It doesn't have an end. It just keeps getting louder and louder and louder and louder. Uh, my daughter wears Beats. And now, if anybody's ever had Beats before, you know how loud those Beats are. They're extremely loud. She says this blows the Beats out of the water. That's how loud these things can get. The portable, the wireless ones. But like I said, I generally use these just for editing EVPs and disembodied voices and whatnot, because yeah, I am an editor. So okay, questions. Anybody got questions? Go ahead, ask me away. Never had the Beats before. Well, that is crazy. Those headphones have no end. Yeah, it is crazy. I'm telling you. I thought maybe it was just a free wheel and it will only go so loud. No, they don't. It just keeps getting louder and louder and louder and louder. My girls bought it. Colleen and my girls bought this, the wireless ones, because uh, I wanted. The bad thing about an iPhone for Max Pro, iPad, and this what is it, iPhone 11. It's one thing I hate about the iPhone. You can't plug in headsets. You have to buy those ear pods. It's the only way you're going to listen to the external. And it really, really pisses me off. So they bought me this, and I'm thinking they thought, okay, I could Bluetooth this to my iPad, iPhone. Unfortunately, no. And it really ticks me off. But you know what? I'm not gonna complain. They are good. They really do come in handy for hearing, uh, especially if you're an investigator. You'll love it. I really don't think they're that expensive either. Oh yeah, yeah. Matter of fact, here's what I got. Yeah, this is the thing, and this mic is optional. It does come off, as you see. Mine doesn't have my mic on there, but I you can put a mic on it, and it's not that expensive. It's a good headset, so it's worth it. Yeah, I love the black wall. That's my favorite color. It's black and red. I was really surprised when I came home when it, when the girls came home with this, and I don't know if they bought it for my birthday or Christmas. I forget exactly what it was, but oh my God, this thing works. I was like, I'll never use it. I'll never use it. You know, yeah, especially when I found out it wasn't Bluetooth. Well, that lasted about 2 months, and that's fine. Everybody falls asleep. You're tired, long day. You work hard, but yeah. So just look around and stuff like that, and just find yourself a good headset with a good mic, a good clean mic. If you do buy something like here, get yourself a uh, little sponge over there. Again, spit guard, popping guard, and stuff like that. Like this one here, it has right there. You can buy one of those, stick it over the end, and that way it'll keep your popping down. I like stuff that's got cords because it's a direct line to the computer system. I really don't like wireless uh, things too much because if I'm not hard hooked to it, there's too much that could get an interference. You know, somebody comes in with some strange gadget and whatnot, and it's throwing off a lot of EMPs or something like that. It's gonna mess with your Wi-Fi. It's gonna mess with your wireless stuff. You know, and anybody that knows anything about wireless stuff, gadgets, period, you know, outside interference can mess with it. You got a hard line like I do right here, you ain't interfering with it because it goes from here to the computer system. So that's up to you. Yeah, you can wear them out. This one here, the volume is all right. I've had this for about a year, and the volume on this one, uh, you'll see me every once in a while go like this, especially when I'm gaming, because it will cut out to one ear, and I think it's just a loose contact in this one. But yeah, mic wise, like I said, you could go like this, just headset with a good mic, good headset with mic. You're good. You don't need to spend $100, $200 for a Yeti. You know that could be future down the road. Now, one tip I could give you as a streamer: there are going to be a lot of devices you're going to want. Trust me, there are devices I would love to have. Okay, uh, let's see if I can show you guys. It might be in my listing. This is my wish list. Okay, what I want to get, and it's down in here is where I'm looking at. Like, I want some brand new cans. I would love to get the condenser, uh, the mixers and stuff like that. Uh, I would love to have this stuff, but look at the prices on these damn things. You know, they're incredibly expensive. Now, what was I gonna show you? Uh live stream. I can forget what it's called. Uh, Stream Deck, I think it's what it's called. Hold on. There it is. I'd kill for one of these. I would kill for one of these. Oh my god, I would kill for one of these. If you're really going to get into your streaming, put this at the top of your list. I kicked myself in the ass because I could have had one. But I got talked out of it, saying, "Oh, you really don't need it. You really don't need it." Now I'm wishing I had got it. And it's really cool how it works. Instead of scrolling around saying, I'm going to go here, I'm going to bring this up and whatnot, you could preload this thing. Okay? You could preload this whatever you want, and all touch of a button, your screen will pop to that. Touch a button, screen will pop it. And you can have preloaded music, sound effects, soundboards, whatever. You could change your mics up. Let's say you have multiple mics. You could. I'm telling you right now, if you're really, really gonna get into streaming, put this at the top of your list. Top of your list. Get a Stream Deck. Any good tuber out there, streamer out there, has a Stream Deck. I guarantee you it. I guarantee you it. Any good streamer out there has a Stream Deck. Yeah, voice effect, you name it. You could do so much. I've seen people with 2 or 3 of these in front of their computer system. The, oh God, I wish I had bought mine. I really wish I had bought it, but I got talked out of it. But it is what it is. But I'm telling you, if you're going to get really into the streaming, you got a good personality. Now, that's one aspect of streaming I should talk about live streaming. Live streaming. Are there pros and cons on how you act on live streaming? Yes and no. Yes and no. You don't want to be a total ass. You don't. You don't want to be a total ass. I'm an ass, but I'm a blunt ass. Okay? And that's how it makes me an ass. How people perceive me as being an ass. I'm blunt. I don't sugarcoat anything. I really hate sugarcoating anything. I'm straight to the point, and I'll call it as I see it, which will make some people look like an ass, including me. I don't give 2 fucks generally, because if it doesn't involve me, I don't care. That's true to a point. I do care about my followers. If like Regina, for instance, she's living in her car. I care about that. But overall, no, I don't. When I'm done working, it stays here. It don't go to my bed. It don't go downstairs. It stays here. You know, I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, you know what? You're right on that, paranormal. You are absolutely right. If you're not having fun doing streaming, don't do it. Because first of all, people are not going to come and watch you. They're going to get tired of it. They don't want to see. They watch your stream to be entertained. They're not there to get into that dope, oh my God, crisis center type of stream. No, no. Nobody wants to see that. I will skip through. There are people that will do that. They'll go on, they'll do live streaming and talk about, oh, poor is me, oh, woe is me, oh, God, everything's so bad. And they'll do their whole live stream. I'll just skip right on over that. I don't want that. I want a positive stream. And that's why I bitch and I will literally boot. And I've done it. I've done it to my best friend. You start bitching on my streams, I'm booting your ass. I don't give a fuck who you. You could be my mom. If you're my mom, and you start bitching, I'll boot her ass. You set your stream the way you want your stream to run, and you stick to it. Don't be changing it up, because if you do that, people have no idea what your show's about. Because one day it's one thing, next day is another thing, another thing. You want to kind of stay in a routine. You want to stay in a pattern that people can recognize. Your intros, your outros, you want to keep them similar. So somebody knows, like, there are a few tubers out there, I can tell you who's playing without ever seeing the TV just by their intros. You want to be known like that. Or a visual where there's no sound, it's just an audio of something, and it's just a logo or something. I'll know exactly who it is. Exactly, Jen. Exactly. Don't bring your troubles to your live streams because, first of all, it's your trouble. We don't need, as an audience, we don't need that shit. We don't need that. You know, you really, really don't want that. I mean, poor Colleen had that happen to her a couple of days ago. She was just doing her normal live stream. And then Miss Sue came down there, and then I guess I didn't even hear it. I was doing something else altogether and didn't know about it until later. And somebody actually was telling me, it's like, hey, what the fuck, you know? Uh, our roommate just blew up, and it got so bad, Colleen had to shut the channel down. And I've actually had to do that. If it ever does get to that situation, you have to shut your show down. It's bad to have to do it, but you rather save face than let it blow up on your screens, on your lives. Right. You're live streaming for entertainment purposes. Remember, all live streamers are there for entertainment purposes only. There are very few streams out there that are not entertainment. Even the ones that are tutoring, they're there for entertainment. You might learn something, but it's entertainment. Remember that. You're an entertainer. You're an influencer. Once you turn on that camera and you turn on that mic and you start speaking, you are now an influencer. So be careful what you're trying to influence. Make sure your facts are correct. And be somewhat like me, and I know other tubers do. If you make a mistake or you're not sure, make sure you make it well known. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's this. Because you never want to be known as a smartass or Mr. Know-It-All or Mrs. Know-It-All. Because anybody that comes on here and thinks they're know-it-all, I'll shoot you. I'll shoot through that shit in a heartbeat. I'll prove you wrong in a heartbeat. Make sure you stick with try. Now, first time streamers, they have this grandiose idea of what they want to be, what they want the show to be, and sometimes it works. Most times it doesn't, and you have to change it up. But I'm going to tell you, try sticking to it. Don't just give up right away. Is basically what I'm saying. Don't just give up just because a couple people only showed up and that was it. And you're well, this did not work. I'm gonna have to change it up. No, it just means people doesn't know you're there yet. And that's the worst thing I hate about new streamers. Is they figure I'm not getting hundreds of views. I'm not getting people to watch me. I'm only getting like maybe one or two people, and that's it. This is worth it. This is useless. You know, why am I even doing this? Well, one, you're new and nobody knows you're there. It takes time, folks. Some people, they get lucky. Absolutely. Some people, they just got that right charisma, that right personality, and it's what people want. So do your research what you want to do. Even though you have an idea what you have, do your research what's going to help, that's going to attract people, and see if you can incorporate it with what you want to do. And if you can mix those two together, you're going to have a good show. You really, really are. You got to keep updated. You got to keep do your research. But the biggest thing is really know what you're going to be talking about. Really know what you're going to talk about. Have a good general idea what it is you're talking about, because you don't want to go on there just speaking bullshit because you sound tough. I know a few tubers out there that do that. They'll go out there and they'll say like, "Yeah, that was fake. I was there. You know, this place don't have that." Well, that was wrong because one, I am a paranormal investigator, and I know damn well any paranormal investigator knows of this place. Yeah, that's what it was. This guy came in and says, "I've never heard it. I've been investigator, inspector, and all this and that for 10 years, and I've never heard of this place." It was the lighthouse in Washington, in Florida. I can't remember the name right off the bat. Saint Angus Augustine, I think it is. Somebody correct me. I think it's St. Augustine Lighthouse. He's like, he was trying to knock down a group, a paranormal group out there, and he comes, and his biggest mistake, where I knew he was full of shit, was the fact that he said, "Nobody's even heard of this place. I've been here for 10 years and never heard of this place, and I live in this state." Any paranormal worth their weight in gold, hell, worth their weight in copper, knows about St. Augustine Lighthouse. It's one of the top most haunted places in America. Okay? So don't come in there thinking you're all badass, you know everything about paranormal stuff, and what's fake and what's not fake, and you boldly say, "I've never even heard of St. Augustine Lighthouse." You done lost. You lost your shit. Thank God we don't see him anymore. Don't come in as Mr. Know-It-All. Don't come in there thinking, I'm going to be angry grandpa. Some people are going to like it. A lot of people aren't. Don't be something you're not. That's the biggest thing. Do not be something you're not. Because other people are going to see right through that bullshit. Be yourself. How do I do my lives? Well, there are a number of ways of running a live. One, write it out. Literally, just write the whole thing out. What you want to do, step by step by step, how much time you're going to put on it. Okay? Then there's people like me. I wing it. I never know what is going to come out of my mouth next. I don't know where I'm going to go. But I'll tell you what might help if you're getting started, you're not really sure how to do this. Feed off your audience. Pay attention. That's another thing. Your audience, your followers, they're extremely important. And I have to admit, I was bad at first. I would not read my messages. Now, if you start getting, a couple hundred people in there and they're all writing at that, I can see being difficult. But at least try to pull out a couple. All right? Acknowledge the fact that you're actually reading. You want to pay attention to your comments. And because I've actually seen it. Somebody actually said, "Well, he don't even read his comments. Why do I want to watch them?" People will say that. There are people that will do that. They'll go in there and they'll do it, and I'll do it sometimes. I'll just go around and I'll say hello. And especially on a slow show, if I say hello and you don't respond to me within 60 seconds of me saying hello, I'm walking away. I really am. Now, if you're really busy, you got 100 people talking at the same time, I say hello, and you don't respond, I'm going to give you a couple more minutes. And even then, depending on the show. But the people I will stay with, they got a couple more people, and I say hello, and they're around, "Oh, hello, Ghost Dog. Hello, Haunted Trucking. Welcome to the show." And then they carry on. I'm not going to be Oh, like, oh, he's reading my stuff, you know. No, he just happened to catch me and saw it, and he saw it with somebody new. Look for your new people that come in and pay attention to them. Say hello to them. Acknowledge anybody and everybody that you possibly can, especially when you get new. As you get more people watching you, it's going to get harder. Trust me on this one. It's going to get harder because that shit's just going to fly by. If you could show that you do pay attention to your followers, they're going to stay there because now you're making them important. And that's the one key thing you want to do in any live stream. Make sure your audience feels and are important to you. If you're just there just to do your show and don't give a shit about your audience, I bet you $10 they're not going to come back. They're not going to come back because nobody wants to see somebody that doesn't pay attention to them. All these big streamers out there, I know a few of them, and they all do what I said, or they have already done it already. They'll do lives just to talk with the audience to show that they do care. Because it's one thing to say on a video, I care about you, I love you, you know, this and that, but you never hear from them. But when you get around, they say the same thing, and then they actually do a live to show their support. That's the person you want to watch. Hey, Papa Bear. But getting back to what do I use for material, I use you guys. Honestly, I actually look at what you guys read. Now, there's some stuff that I'll read. I won't acknowledge it, but trust me, I'm already reading it. But I could actually change my whole subject. HDH, HD, ADHD, whatever it's called. I'm like that because you literally I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different people right now talking. Every one of them can say something entirely different, and trust me, my ADHD will go probably to every single one of them to keep going. One thing you don't want to do, especially if you're doing a panel, is get carried away into a subject and ignore your followers because they're over there commenting, reassuring you, following up, giving you some information, and you completely ignore them. Don't ignore your followers. Do not ignore them. I know as you get bigger, it's going to be harder to pay attention to them, but don't ignore them because it bites. Things to stay away from in live streams. Stay away from politics. Stay away from religion. I'm telling you right now, if that's not your goal, that's not your live stream, do not touch those subjects. Try to steer them away from that subject. If you have a panel and they're going into it, do a 5-minute session or whatever, but get the hell out of it. Because those are the two that will burn you to the ground. It really will. It will burn you to the ground. Don't ask me how, why, but it does. I've seen it multiple times. I've had it done on my show. Stay away from those. Okay? Make sure in your live stream people know what your shows are basically about, especially if you're one that's going to stay with a certain subject of the day and stuff like that. Make sure people know this is what you're talking about. So you want to, I'm over here talking about ghosts, and you're over here talking about cowboys, and you're trying to get this cowboy, and you already announced this show, and there's titles everywhere. This is about paranormal. Don't expect me to acknowledge your cowboy talk. This is paranormal talking. This ain't cowboy talking. We might do cowboy talking later. But be nice about it to tell somebody that. Biggest thing you want, the biggest thing in the live stream, right off the bat, I mean right off the bat, before you even start your first live stream, try to find yourself at least five people you absolutely trust, and preferably somebody that's done it before. Moderators. You want your moderators. If it wasn't for my moderators, I've got some of the best. And make sure you praise your moderators too, because they work hard. They really do. They're doing shit behind the scene that you're over here trying to concentrate on something and they're covering your ass over here because a moderator will cover your ass. They'll answer questions if the talker, the speaker is really ingrained in something and they know the answer or may know the answer, they're going to answer it for you. Okay? Second of all, every tuber gets it. I don't care who you are. Every tuber gets it. You're going to get trolls. That's exactly what they are. They're trolls. They're there to cause trouble, try to get you in trouble. They'll put up bullshit links and stuff like that. Don't lose it. Everybody gets them. I've seen people just quit streaming. Oh, the trolls, the trolls. I can't deal with the trolls. Then why are you streaming? You're going to have trolls. Two things that combat trolls: great moderators and blocking. Okay? Don't lose it. Somebody comes in, I guarantee you somebody will if it already hasn't happened. Somebody will come in, some troll will come in, try to start shit and whatnot, or try to pull some shit. I know 3 or 4 people right there would knock them out before I even realize it. I've done it. Last night it happened. I turned around and looked at my thing, and I see this delete it, message deleted, and banned or timed out, and I'm like, wow, that's you want to have good moderators. But now let me tell you another aspect of that. Ask the person you want to make a moderator if they want to be a moderator. Don't just assign moderationship to anybody because you feel, oh, they're my best friend and whatnot. Because being a moderator is not that easy. Anybody can get a blue wrench. Only a few know how to use that blue wrench. Does that make sense? Is that making sense to anybody? Anybody can get a blue wrench, but very few actually know how to use that blue wrench. So you want to get somebody up there. You want people that know you. And that's why generally most moderators, I know them personally. Okay? And I know exactly who they are. I very rarely just give anybody a wrench just because they ask for it. Somebody asks for a wrench, generally I won't even give it to them. Won't even think twice about it. If you have to, they should never ever have to ask you for a wrench. Anybody that asks you for a wrench, don't give it to them. Especially if you don't know who they are. There we go. See? Boom. Look at that. Boom. Somebody tried to do it. Done. That's my moderators. And that's what you want. Okay? So they could take care of it. Now, one thing I do tell people is make sure you report them. Because if reporting them deletes the messages altogether. Nobody even know it was there. And then sometimes you got to moderate your moderators. Always once a month, go through your moderators, see how they're doing, and make sure everything's going good. Now, one thing you want to be careful is, even though it's a friend, they might hate somebody. And they come in, and that somebody comes in and wants to say hi, and because your moderator is a moderator and they don't like it, guess what? You've seen it too many times. I'm sure a lot of these people could tell me, a lot of my friends could tell you. They'll block them. They'll delete their messages. Not that they said anything bad, just because they didn't like them. That's a bad moderator. Bad moderator. Yeah, so you got to be they'll ban people and stuff like that. I've had somebody that was banned, and I never knew was banned, and it was just because they didn't like him. They didn't trust him. And and they came back, and I had to go in there and find out who was banned and unblock them. See, generally, I don't block anybody unless you get BS like this, the girl's 18 thing. Oh, hell yeah. In a heartbeat. Not even think twice. Yeah, that's it. Rogue mods. Thanks, Paranormal. You don't want rogue mods because they will cause you trouble. Because remember, they got a wrench. They got a lot of power. They really could fuck your channel up without you even knowing about it. So you got to be careful with mods. And like I said, you want to work with your moderators. You want to make sure your moderators know how you run your show. I run my show a little bit different, so they know some stuff that won't be allowed on other people's streams will be allowed on my stream. I'm pretty open, but they know you can push a button, and on me, and my moderators will take care of that. Now, there are some moderators that are what do you call them, honorary monitors, that I will give it to. I have done that. Like, for instance, and I'm just saying, he'll never come on my show, but I'm just going to say, like, say Omar came on, Omar Gosh. Omar Gosh popped in there, I wouldn't even hesitate. Matter of fact, I would expect my moderator says, make him a mod. I would do it in a heartbeat. Because why? Because everybody knows Omar. We know he can be trusted. He ain't going to fuck with your show, ever. So I would do an honorary. I've done that to honorary to a few other people. Not because they're people I know really well or anything like that. Is that I know who they are. I know and respect their shows. And I know they won't do anything bad. And so I just call it honorary moderation. So I've seen that happen before. Mods who didn't like somebody. That is. It really does. Matter of fact, Omar James. Uh, I'm just listing off a few top ones that I know right off the bat have had that happen, and they've had to go in and clean that up because it makes them look bad. Because your moderators actually represent you, and that's really important. Your moderators represent you. Keep that in mind. If you don't want to be perceived as a harsh person or a person that bans everybody just because you said pussy, you might want to make sure your moderators know that. Now, here's a little tip about it being a good mod. How to be a good mod. Now, a lot of this I'm going to pull from my best friend, Fallen Angel. It's too bad she's not here, but she could actually tell you ways of being a really great moderator. One of them is you see this thing here, okay? You see this notepad, and these are people that are on a laptop or something. What you do is Jen, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? I believe what she does is she'll list up every link that I have, all my PayPal, Cash Apps, YouTube, Twitter, all that. She'll have them listed, one right after enough, and you'll hear me say it's like, "Damn, that was fast." Well, I kind of figure out how they do that. And Fallen actually let me in on the secret. So, like, say this was a Wi-Fi for my YouTube. This was a link for my YouTube. They would just literally just copy, boom, paste, done. They'll have that list ready. So I don't even have to really ask. And a really good moderator, you never really have to ask. You just say, hey, yeah, it's on my Twitter. I'll get my Twitter. And before I could finish a sentence, it's up there. Those are great moderators because they're listening to you. They're not really listening to the content, but they're listening to what you need, and they do that. Yep. And those make great moderators. And usually, I found out the best moderators are the ones that are not streaming at all. They don't do their own shows. And those, to me, are the best moderators because they're more focused. They're dedicated. Now, don't expect one thing I've seen people say, and I actually see people say this. They got mad because their moderators didn't show up. Well, that's partly your fault. Because you only got one moderator. That one moderator, Jen can't be here all the time. Nat can't be here all the time. That's why I said 5. 5 moderators to start. Up to 50 if you want, but 5 to start. Before you do your first live show, have 5 moderators because at least 1 or 2 will be there. Or they'll be there for the first half of the show, and then the other moderator that wasn't there will come in and more or less take over. So five minimum. All right. Hey Marie. So you really, really want to pay attention. And like I said, if you ever get time, if you ever catch her and you want to know more about how to be a great moderator, I would highly suggest Fallen Angel as one. I would you agree, Jen? She'll get you an answer. Yeah, they have lives too. So and don't get mad at them because they're not there. Don't get mad at them. Treat your moderators well. Treat them with respect, and they will take care of you. They will take care of you. Again, I can't stress how much a moderator actually runs your show. You'd be surprised how much a good moderator, runs your show. They keep your show running. They keep it free of bullshit, and they get the information up when you need it. It's like listen to keywords and stuff like that. They're there. And that's a good moderator. You hook into one like that, you hold on to them for life's sake. Like Jen is definitely one of them. Natalie, she's right there. I Marie, she does it when she can do it. Fallen Angels, I always call her my the boss mod of all of them. She overrides everybody. Jen is basically one of those two. She can override everybody, the other moderators. Matter of fact, I will listen to Jen and Fallen before I listen to my other moderators. No offense, but there's a reason for it. I will listen to them first if another moderator starts fucking up because a moderator can't boot another moderator. All right, that's why you see some shows everybody's got a wrench. Well, there's a strategy behind that. If everybody's a wrench, nobody can get kicked. Okay, but there, like I said, there are downfalls to that. So you want boss mods, okay? And I have a couple of them. Jen is definitely one of them. Fallen is absolutely one of them. And if Jen came to me and say, hey, just saying, just an example, say, hey, Natalie is really doing things and that I don't think you would like, I would listen to her. I will listen to it, not even question it. And that's another thing. And that's what's going back to rogue mods. When you got a moderator, you want to make sure they're taking your care of your stream and not just blocking or banning or reporting people that they don't like because it makes you look bad. All right. So, anybody have any questions? When you're one thing I can think of real quick, when you're gonna do your live streams, always keep liquid to you, preferably water. Always keep some liquid with you because talking will dry you out. It will absolutely dry your mouth out, and you don't want to dry your mouth because you don't want doing this during your live stream. You can always tell when I need something to drink because I'll start smacking. Hello, cute kitty kitty. Yeah, and that's sad because now you're putting work on us. We got to go back and we got to unban. And some those rogue moderators, what they'll do is they'll ban people that you really don't know. So now you got to do your research. It's just a headache. You really watch out, and that's why I said you have moderators that watch. See, Jen isn't just watching my stuff; she's actually watching the other moderators as well. And she sees something going on. Trust me, she's got 2 or 3 ways she could get a hold of me without you guys even knowing that she's gotten a hold of me. So, like, say again, just using an example, Natalie had done something, was starting to ban people and whatnot, and Jen wanted to get my attention, but didn't want me to, start a fight. She would literally just send me a message and say, "Hey, so and so is doing this. She is a mod, and what do you want to do?" and then I'll just go back. You probably won't even see it. I'll just go back in the streams and see what's going on and see what they did and whatnot. And I'll unban you in a heartbeat. I can unban you in a second, and you won't even know it until you start talking again. And like again, I will listen to my mod bosses before I listen to the other bosses. Not saying I won't listen to you. I'm just saying there are other ones. Now, say a couple of my mod bosses weren't there. I only have two that I know of. There are other moderators. If they say that, yeah, I'm going to listen to it. But am I making sense? Mod boss, boss. The whole word is they're the boss of other people. So expect that. So recap real quick. Moderators, absolute. Something to drink while you're drinking, absolutely. Going through the list here, Wi-Fi. You got to have a good, steady Wi-Fi. 5 literally is enough to do a live stream, as long as you're not going to try to do a whole bunch of other stuff on top of it. 5 is plenty. All right. So you're like, well, my Wi-Fi is really weak. Well, is it more than 5? If it is, then it's strong enough. Honestly, because I could personally tell you this because when I was in the truck, I'd go to truck stops, and you got to imagine the Wi-Fi is in the building. I'm out in the truck lot about 400 feet away. I'm not going to get 100 megabytes per second out in the truck stop, in the truck parking spot. Generally, the range was between 10 and between 2 and 10, and majority of my shows are from the truck stop. So I know 5 will work. Uh, Webcams, smartphones, cameras, GoPros, they'll work just great for a video source. Absolutely will work just fine. You'd be surprised how well they work. As long as you can connect them to your, try to stay from the Wi-Fi aspect of it if you can. Try to do hard line. Always try to do hard lines when you're doing your stuff. If you were to look at all the wires, it's a spaghetti factory here. It really, really is. It is. I got wires everywhere on this, and this is just from the monitors and the keyboard. No, this is from. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 UBS is plugged in into a UBS port. What do they call them? Strip. Okay, UBS strip. It's a 10 plus 11 on the front, and they're all being used for to run my equipment. You got my 3 ring lights. They're all on the USB port. My 2 mics, they're on a USB port. This mic is on a USB port. Uh, my cameras on a USB port. And then other little stuff that I have is all on a USB port. So power strip, yeah, for USB. You definitely want to make sure. Speaker wise, that's up to you. Do you want to listen without a headset? Just have a good set of speakers. Okay, that's all you need. You just go to Best Buy or something like that and just find something. You don't need something overbearing and stuff like that because you're just doing a live stream. You're not live streaming to the out in the yard. I have speakers because every once in a while I like to listen to music and stuff like that, and you'll very rarely hear me use the speakers unless I do Spirit Box because sometimes my Spirit Box won't. You guys won't hear it through the mic as well, and so I'll have it set up so you can hear it through the speakers through the mic, and it'll work that way. Um, lighting is extremely essential into any live stream. You don't want to bet if you're watching your stream and it looks fuzzy, it's because of your lighting. It isn't because of the camera. Most of the time, it's not the camera. It's your lighting. The more light you can get on yourself, the clearer your picture will be. And the worst ones are to do that. Somebody asked me earlier about that. Uh, what about the cam on a laptop? Those are the ones you usually could tell if somebody's using a laptop because they're fuzzy, they wear out faster. They're not made to do live stream. They're just to do short stuff, like Zoom, meeting calls and stuff like that. They're not really designed to be there as your main camera. You know, I wish they would just get rid of them completely. I really do because they're useless to me. I've never, maybe once or twice, used the actual camera on a laptop. Even when I was in the truck, I had a webcam that I attached. I wouldn't use the cam, so try to stay away from those types of devices. But otherwise, as far as cost on these things, they're not that they're inexpensive. They're really not that expensive. The COVID scare is over with, so the prices have dropped. Prices have dropped completely back to norm, if not below norm. And during the holidays, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas, you can they'll drop the prices on there. That would definitely pick us up one. Again, what do I run? I run a 920 and I run a 615. And they're both Logitechs. I would highly suggest stay with the Logitech brands. Okay, they're well recognized and they have a lot of cool features to them. Are there better cams out there? Yeah, I guarantee you there is. There's always something better. You know, you think you got something, you think you got the best. I guarantee you there's something better. There's always something better. We all know that. We grew up. We went to school. But so lighting. Now, little tip. This is a trick, and I got to thank somebody. And I don't care if you like them or don't like them. I don't give a damn because that's not the way I run my show. I got a tip from a gentleman. His name is Joker. You probably know him as Crypto something or Bit something or something like that. If you ever watch his live streams, he's got probably one of the better live streams I've seen out there. All right, especially for a small tuber. His stuff is so crisp, so clear. It'll blow your mind. I know the setup because I've seen pictures of the setup. He doesn't. Matter of fact, my setup is bigger than his. And he's got such great backgrounds. He can run videos behind him the whole night, and it's perfectly clear. What's the secret? Because I've got all the stuff too, right? Well, a little trip. Put a light behind you. Off to the side, but behind you. You're all probably like, huh? Yeah. Put a light behind you. Not just the ones in front, but put one behind you. It makes things a whole lot sharper. And it's like, that's why I look so sharp. I actually look good in my thing. It's because of that camera, because of that light behind me. You can't see it, but it's back there. And it really sharpens your picture up. But yeah, if you are using a webcam or something like that, and you're still getting a fuzzy outlook, it's generally it's not the cam, it's gonna be the lighting. You just got to get more lighting on you. And like I said, I got three lights. I'm only running one ring light right now. I got one ring light back there, and I got a normal desk lamp behind me. Those are my two light sources. That's it. Again, I got a small one that sits right dead smack in front of me at chest level. I got two big ones up on the top of me that shine down on me. I could change the colors and tones and stuff like that. Like I could change the tone on here. Let's see. Uh, you could change the tones with your lights. Yes, thank you, Paranormal Gaming. I was going to say that before. If you're using a green screen, do not wear green screen colors. You really don't. I'm going to show you exactly what we're talking about. I have a Mountain Dew bottle in front of me. What color is a Mountain Dew bottle? Green. What color is it here? I'm making myself disappear because of the green screen. Your shirts will do the same thing. If I put on a green shirt, I'm going to disappear. This part of me is going to disappear. Make sure you wear colors as off color from your green screen. Do not match your green screen. If your green screen's blue, do not wear blue. If your green screen's black, don't wear black. You will be naked, yes. Now, green screens are inexpensive. You actually can pick them up real cheap, but I'll tell you something that's even cheaper. Just about every homeowner has one. Why? Nobody ever knows. But just about every old homeowner has one. You got a green screen. You probably have one. It's in the closet. You probably rarely, unless it's your favorite color. Uh, you got sheets. You don't need that big of an area. You really, really, really don't. Because your Zoom will take care of the rest. You don't need. My green screen is literally 6 feet by 6 feet behind me, and you're only seeing 2 feet, 3 feet by 3 feet, and that's all you're seeing. So I'm wasting space behind me. Now, if it was nice and cleaned up behind here, yeah, I could zoom it out and you'd see full body. I could stand back there, and I get a whole body shot. So green screens do not have to green. That's I guess what I'm trying to say. You don't have to use a green screen. You can use other colors, long as they're solid. And don't wear an outfit that's the same color as your green screen, or the whatever color you're using. Just make sure it's solid. Green is optional and preferred, but you don't necessarily need it. Now, the second part of that number 4 there, I have optional. Here's what I'm talking about optional. And this is starting to be a big thing now. And I'm seeing a lot of tubers doing it. They don't have a green screen at all. Not even the computer generated green screen. They don't have that. What they have is their literal room behind them. What they're doing is they'll take a space somewhere in their house that they're going to do their lives from, and they'll clean it up with bright colors and stuff like that, and make it look really, really nice, and that's their background. I've seen some badass backgrounds on tubers that I was like, man, I would love to have a room like that, you know. And it's just tricks of that, just well lit, and that's where your lighting comes back in. You want to make sure what's in the background is lit equal to what's being lit on you. You want to keep it equal. Do not have one darker and one lighter, or one lighter than one darker, because you're going to get fading or hazing. Now, what do I mean that? Hazing. If I were just to have all the light on here and dark back here, you're going to see this haze around me, like a glow. Okay? Fading is if it's too bright back there and not bright up here, you're going to start fading. So you want to kind of keep the light balance equal. Now, there is paint the wall green. Yeah, Lou Rock did. Yeah, shadows you want to kind of stay make it equal, and that's just lighting tips and stuff like that. And trust me, you can look those up online. Great lighting for streaming studio, and you'll see that soft lights basically are the general thing you want to go with and whatnot. And they're all this stuff that I'm talking about is inexpensive. You don't need to spend thousands and thousands of dollars. You really, really, really don't. Now the other stuff, like I said, like the Stream Deck, I would love to have it. You don't need it. You don't have to have all these fancy things. You don't have to have a $300 condenser mic or a $200 Yeti mic. You don't need it. It'd be nice to have. It would work a little bit better. But if you're just getting started, you don't need that. If you got something that can record, some microphone that you could use, headset microphone, your gaming headset, perfectly. perfect. You know, you're hearing me through my headset. And what I like about this particular headset is I can flip it up, flip it back down, and now you can hear me. I like this feature. I really, really do. So, any questions out there? Questions? Let me hear them. Now, what programs to use for panels if you want to get into panels? Well, me personally, I want to tell you right off the bat, Zoom. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat, Zoom. Is Zoom the only one out there? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You got StreamYards. What's another one out there? Yeah, you got to equal your balance and stuff like that. Uh, Now, the reason you only see Ghost Dog and you do not see me in the videos is if you look down here, you'll see my camera's off because I do not have that camera on. Matter of fact, I'm using that camera, see the 920. But I do, if I plugged in my other one, you'll see the C6 615 will pop up, and I'll be on that. But I've been noticing the last couple of days, times I do it, I keep flipping in and out, glitching for some reason. And like I said, I could use a GoPro. My GoPro's set up for it. I could plug in my GoPro, and I could be using my GoPro on this. Yeah, Google Hangout, whatnot. So what I'm doing here is, you saw me do it. I copied it. Anybody wants it, shoot me a DM on my Twitter. If you do not have my Twitter, this is my Twitter. You want up? Just Twitter me, and we'll get you up here, put you on the panel. This is called the panel. Make sure you lay out your panel rules when you put it up there. One thing I highly suggest, never, ever, 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 ever put your panel link on the main chat. Never, ever do it. Yes, Miss Jen. You in the corner. You got a question? No, I do not know why guys have dicks and girls don't. I'm sick. I'm faking it. We can't. We're waiting to get Sage into the doctors tomorrow. We actually had a. She actually had to get off work early because she's hacking up a lung or two. And please, please. Yeah, obvious reason. Weird people. And you'll get trolls that'll come up. I've done that a couple times. Except I know how to handle a troll. Not very few, not a lot of people know how to handle a troll. They'll get all freaked out. They won't know what to do. Yeah, that's why, giving your, like I did, I gave my Twitter. Yeah, you could do that. That way when you message me, one, if I don't know you, I'll check you out, see how you are. I'll put you up there. And sometimes my keyword, if you're on the panel and you're a moderator, and I'll say, hey, here's a new person coming up. That puts my moderator on alert right then and there. Right then and there. New person, we don't know them. They're going to be watching them. They're going to be watching them like a hawk. And that's another thing. When you're doing a panel, try to get a moderator to come up with you. You really, really, really do. Try to get one of your moderators to come up. You don't have to tell everybody they're a moderator. Just bring them up. So who wants up? Speaking of which, maybe you got more tips that I missed. Because like I said, I'm no expert. Trust me, I'm no fucking expert. I'm still learning. I literally just learned something just the other day about OBS I did not know. It was John that had to help me out with that one. But I know enough to get me in trouble. Oh, damn, girl. That has to hurt. That has to hurt. Speaking of which, now my mouth is starting to hurt. Again, who wants to come up that hasn't ever been up here? Maybe you're new. And you don't have to have video to use a panel. You can just use words, your name. That's another thing. When you're coming on, make sure you watch your name that comes up. Because Zoom, especially Zoom, will always put the name that you signed up with. Your real name. Be careful of that. You saw me change mine. Why didn't I care? Because everybody knows my real name by now. If you don't, well, you missed out on the show. I'm just waiting on somebody to come up. Remember, folks, I'm on the free version, so you only got 45 minutes. Is there anything else somebody wants to know about? You know, I do know a lot of stuff. Does anybody want to know anything about graphic designing or editing? Maybe I can give you some tips on that. I'm just in a tutorial mood today. Anybody want some suggestions? It doesn't have to be strictly live streaming. I think we pretty much cover the live stream part aspect of this. Oh, I was going to say, don't be one of these people, and I know there's people out there. I'm not going to ask to be up on the panel. If I get one, I'll get one. No, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me, especially my show. If I say it's out there, you want up, say, yeah, I want one. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be shy. Unless you're Chief Armor Bull, then we got a problem. One thing on your stream you definitely want to make sure is watch the music that's being played in the background. Try to stay away from any music. YouTube especially. Now DLive, they don't have no regular. You can play regular music and they're not gonna do anything to you. Trovo, I'm not sure. I thought I heard somebody say something once that Trovo's starting to get on that, but I haven't really seen it yet. But YouTube, especially YouTube, do not play music in the background. I mean, even for 10 seconds the limit. I literally got flagged when I was showing you guys my TikToks here a couple days ago. I got two copyright notices. They weren't claims, they were notices. And because I was playing TikTok, and it's exactly 14 seconds. 14 seconds is all you hear of it. And I got one. So 10 seconds is generally it. And I'm going to tell you personally. Oh, well, YouTube's got their own music. You can play that. No, you can't. I proved that fact. I had nothing but YouTube library music playing. And after an hour, they shut my show off. They literally shut my show down. I was like, wait a minute. And they tried to give me a copy claim on the music. I turned around and I said, you might want to check your own damn list because it was coming from your library. So unless your library's got a problem with copyright, either release my shows, take this damn copy claim off, or get rid of your library. You know damn well YouTube's not getting rid of the library, so they took that claim off of me. I won that one. Oh yeah, and another thing, somebody tried to get me a copy claim for one of the games I played. So be careful of the music that's being played in your games. Yes, people live stream games all the time. I do it. But generally, you're not going to hear any music on there. You won't know why. Bigfoot has the music in there. Somebody tried to get me for copy claims. I end up reaching out to the guy that actually produced the music, and basically it came down to he sold his music. It belongs to the game. So the person that was trying to copyright, try to set the claim, didn't know shit. So I won that one. Music will bite you in the ass. You hear music coming in, mute yourself or turn it off. Yeah, it was crazy. You really got to watch it. And I'm telling you right now, be very, very careful with the YouTube library. And they'll tell you, use the music from the YouTube library. You know, it's copyright free and all. They'll literally say that to you. I proved them wrong. I absolutely proved them wrong. On that show, it was like a 3-hour show, and they stopped it an hour in or something like that, or 2 hours in, and they stopped my show. And I didn't know about it until afterwards. All intents and purposes, I was still streaming and didn't even know it. Now, best setup as far as equipment wise, monitor wise, if you can, and it's really simple, just about any flat screen TV out there can be hooked up to your laptop if you're using your laptop. Just about. Now, if you go more, then you're going to need a special piece of equipment. Actually, I have a brand new one that's never been out of the package, but I also have one that I did use so you can hook up more monitors. You want at least 2 monitors. Now, here's the reason why. Because you're going to be running your OBS on one monitor, okay? And that's your production area right there. Everything is run through your OBS, okay? Your volume, your devices, your sources, your scenes, your switch outs, your transitions are all run. So you kind of want to keep that up. Also, it's an indicator if you're still live or not. You can see your drop rates, your stream rates, your recording, your CPU, and there's a little green light there that tells you you're good. If it turns yellow or red, you know you're losing signal. So you want to have one at least for your OBS, and the other one for whatever you want to do with. So if you could get 2 of them, and like I said, just about any flat screen TV. Hell, you could hook up 2 laptops. If you got 2 laptops and the screen part of it works, use that as a second screen. You don't have to go out and buy all these monitors like me. I got 5 monitors, and one of them's not even being used. Now, why did I do it? Because I could at the time. I would love to have one more. I want what Ghost Mafia had. He has a shitload of monitors down below where he's at eye level. Then he's got a huge freaking TV, flat screen TV, up on the ceiling. So if you ever watch his shows, you'll see him looking up every once in a while. He's literally watching more screens on that big ass flat screen up there. And what's cool about it is he could break down 6 or 7, 8 different small screens inside that big flat screen. So you got 5 here. He could have 10 more up there on that one flat screen. It's crazy. And I would love to do that. But where the hell am I going to hang a flat screen TV? But I would love to get one more. I want to get one more for this open spot that I have here. I think Daryl still does it. His When he goes live and does shows, he doesn't have a monitor. He uses this big screen that I bought him a long time ago. That's where his all his stuff is. He's got his laptop or his keyboard and his mouse all here, but the screen is the the flat screen is his monitor. And like I said, because you can break it up into sections, he's got all kinds of monitors in one screen. So give me one sec. No, I'm not. I gotta wait till she's done. She's over there coughing her lungs out again. Well, nobody's coming up. Damn. This sucks. Oh, screw that. I'll shut this down then. I'll leave it. Alright, we'll go to that. Alright. Give me 1 second, folks. I'll be right back. See, now I'm going to go to my scenes and I'm going to put this up. Alright, we are back. Just had me a little coughing fit going on here. Had me a coughing fit. See, I told you guys I was still sick myself. where is it? There it is. Feeling a little better. Wow. Alright, what are we going to get into? You know what? It's probably where I lose everybody. Everybody says, oh, I got to leave. I got to go sleep. They don't mind me playing Fads. They don't mind me playing Ghost or even Bigfoot, but they hate this game. And I love this game. This is my go-to game. And I screwed that up. Oh, no, I didn't. Yay. It worked. Oh.
Achieved with CryEngine.
Achieve! Achieve, brother! Whew. Alright. Oh, damn. I might be taking her in the hospital tonight. She keeps that stuff up. I'm gonna tear him a new butt, Natalie. I'm gonna show him who's boss. See if there's anything I can... This is the one I want to get. Yes, I want that. I want that, doggone it. Alright. Go back. Let's see what kind of challenges I got on here. All of them. Damn. I didn't achieve any of them except for one. Okay, we got all kinds of challenges to try. So.
Raven, we need to hurry. The data you pulled from Hellstrom's servers has revealed time-sensitive objectives. We found Tahir, a friendly journalist. They're holding him at a black site in the Sakri Desert. They're interrogating him, but so far he's not broken. Isabella Sanchez is commanding. She learned her trade in the Colombian cartels and is working here as Rashida's personal enforcer. She has orders to kill Tahir if he tries to escape. And it seems we didn't completely cut off the flow of arms. There's a deal going down between two foreign nationals.
She still hasn't gotten better. She's been sick for what, about a month now?
Dragovich is in country to sell short-range nukes.
She's going to the doctor again tomorrow. I got to take her in about 9 o'clock in the morning. But I'm telling you what, she's in the bathroom hawking along, and if she gets any worse, I might be taking her in tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Control. I'm approaching the village.
Because she can't sleep. She can't do anything.
Remember, we need Tahir alive and Sanchez dead. That will be a crippling blow to Rashida's morale.
Killing the enforcer is pretty straightforward. It's Tahir I'm worried.
Managed to get word to him. He's expecting help.
Let's hope he acts when he gets it.
We know his guard has a set of keys. Drop him and Tahir should react. But do it quietly. We'll rather kill him than let him go.
He'll still need to get out of the
Damn, he made a mess over here.
That's why you're on Overwatch. Clear him a path.
Clean up on aisle 6.
Copy that. Setting up.
Thank you. A little wet. Man, I love the graphics on this. Ooh. Damn. I don't think a band-aid's gonna fix that. I suppose.
I have eyes on Sanchez.
And prioritize her before Tahir. She will execute him if she receives the order, or if she thinks he's escaped.
Understood. One shot, one kill it is.
Send when ready.
Control. Hold. She's going inside.
Then persuade her she needs to be outside.
Let me work on something. Raven out. I can see what looks like a prison. Gotta be
Yeah.
closer to here.
Can you see his guard?
Roger that.
That's your target. Wind and bullet drop.
You sure Tahir's expecting this?
As sure as we can be.
Ready.
Well, we wanted to get her out there, so I guess we did it, huh? Come on, dude. Go to the other side. This guy's out there all by himself, don't realize what's going on. See if I could distract him. Oh, he didn't even see that. Ha 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 ha. See if I can knock him off. Yes. And she has no idea. No idea whatsoever. All right.
Sanchez is on the move.
Copy that.
Do not. Tahir is out of his cell. Maintain overwatch.
I will.
Where is she? She's coming down. He's going to be long gone.
Hostiles.
You'll improve Tahir's chances if you thin the herd.
Copy that, Control. Free fire on any targets of opportunity.
But do it silently. Trigger an alarm, and Tahir won't last long.
Roger. Screw-ups.
Raven, sort out the foot patrol.
Oops. Sorry. Come on, come on. Move it, buddy. Don't just sit there. She's getting to the prison. Here she goes.
Splash those hostiles. Tahir is grounded till you do.
Oh, right out the butt. Yeah.
Stay focused.
He's gone! You're all fucking incompetent! Find him!
No need to be discreet now. Secure the prisoner at all costs.
I'll try.
Come on.
Copy that. We're sending a collection team.
Time to get the Enforcer now. Where are you, Sid?
HQ, this is Victor 5. Explosion heard, location unclear, awaiting orders.
Nighty night. Sorry, lady.
Roger that. Dispatching sweep team. Stand by.
You can exfil now. Check your map for coordinates.
Nobody's there. All right. We kicked some butt. Now I'll call ET. ED. Yeah, baby.
I've got your data. Good work, Raven.
Well, is it too late to say hands up? Okay. Anybody else? Uh-oh. We got somebody that noticed. This ain't good. This ain't good. Time to go get his butt. Surprise, motherfucker. Hey, how you doing down there?
Not too good. Control, I'm on approach to the Oasis OP.
Receive, Raven.
Hell yeah.
Talon and Dragovich. The exchange is taking place.
You know, the first time I played this game,
Eliminated.
Maybe I can take them both.
I could not find
myself.
this village that I'm about ready to shoot up.
This one, the other may escape though. If you can, take them separately.
For
You may be more successful that way.
Well, I
3 or
think
4
I'm good.
times trying it, I actually had to look up online to see where the hell this other one was. And I come over here and I'm looking, right? And I know it was this direction, and I kept looking and looking, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's down here somewhere. I'm running up all up and down here, and I couldn't figure out where the hell is this. Never occurred to me. That there's a whole village out here. Whole freaking village. Oh, okay. No. Sorry. Did you really? Huh. That's what I get for looking away. Now, there's a group of people I'm not even going to look at yet. All right. Now it gets interesting.
I have visual on Khan. Looks like he's taking a walk with a small patrol.
They're likely his bodyguards. There have been several... attempts on his life since the DLO bombed that US vessel. He never goes out without protection now.
So are we doing the US government's dirty work here?
There are plenty of administrations that would like to remove Khan and disrupt the DLO. His group will play a crucial role in Rashida's little war. We can't allow that to happen.
Understood. I might need to split up his protection detail before I eliminate him.
Yeah, the longer you can stay off their radar, the better.
Now I'm just going to wait for these two to move. Power went out. Storm or something? Okay, so it's just him and him are left. And I am going to try to kill both of them at the same time. So we're going to put the armor piercing on there. We're going to range it. What's it going to be? 1300.
Just picked up Dragovich.
I can see the tag.
He's indoors. I don't have a clean shot.
And we're going to nail both of them.
Okay, Raven out.
So now we just got to wait for them to get together. See, he's right there. And I want to get this guy over here.
Control. There's some kind of pumping station.
Could be a useful distraction.
Maybe a big valve.
So we're going to kind of keep an eye on both of them. Okay, he's finally moving. Keep my hand off the trigger. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
Got audio feed for these two.
Come in.
No, I only came for a moment.
Yeah.
Couple more links in Rashida's chain are broken.
I'm RTB. Heading for extraction.
I've updated the exfil coordinates on your map.
Oh man, I got all kinds of awards on that one.
Control. Do you think the DLL was filtering out Khan's dead?
The camp at home. Truth is, they're a pretty hardcore bunch.
That Navy bombing they carried out was a mess. Lots of good people died that day.
With Khan eliminated, there's sure to be some infighting for leadership. At the very least, it'll keep them busy for a while.
3 different challenges on that one.
Roger that. Data is secure.
Very good, Ray.
Okay.
Control. I'm approaching the OP for the oil field.
With Hellstrom out of the picture, this production facility is one of Rashida's few remaining income sources. Bring it down, and the funds will dry up.
Wilco.
You're going to have multiple infrastructure targets here. Disable enough of them to halt production.
What about hostile forces?
We're tracking low numbers at the facility. Too few to cause you trouble from their location. But there are plenty of foot patrols on the plateau that could be tasked onto your position.
Got it. No alarms.
Not unless you want some company up there.
Now this one here, I'm actually going to do a there's multiple goals to make. Actually, every map there's multiple goals to try to achieve. This one I'm going to be doing two. I'm going to take out this entire oil field, but I'm also going to take out 3 waves of sneak attacks behind me and try to survive. So, yeah.
They're stockpiling oil.
Blowing those barrels will reduce Rashida's supply.
So I don't necessarily want to kill everybody at once.
Confirmed. You'll need to prep for company if you do that.
Roger. Raven out.
Copy.
Roger, Control. Go for Raven.
We're tracking multiple hostiles.
Those barrels are finished.
Move! Move! Tango 3 to base. I heard an explosion. Zone 3 or 4 approximately. Clear. Roger that. Mobilize squads. Search for hostiles. Out. Base, we have the enemy's position. Open. Roger. Fire at sight. Out. Base, we got an explosion in Sector 4. Need order. Tango 3 to base. I heard an explosion. Zone 3 or 4 approximately. Clear. Copy that. Look for intruders. Stay in comm. Out. We are under attack.
Just heard gunshots.
Charlie 1, I hear shots nearby. Clear. Roger. Find the hostile. Alerting nearby sectors. Out.
Right through the scope.
Crew of Mars Federal Reserves are low too. She's going to struggle to pay for any new armaments, let alone troops' wages.
You mean they're not working for love? Or...
That's wave one.
Some maybe. But many
Actually, I want to see if there's any
desertion is inevitable.
bullets I can pick up.
In addition, this field supply much of their primary energy to heavy industry there. Depressing their economy will add to internal pressures and take focus on matters outside of their borders.
You guys really are coming at it from all angles.
Same tactics snipers employ. Soften up and isolate the target. Control out.
All right. Wave one.
One pump down. Another disabled.
Next one down. Raven, see those red valves on the pipeline?
I do. What about him?
Breaking them will cause a
Control device disabled.
Raven, copy? Good progress. Keep on.
Wilco.
HQ, this is India Hotel. Engaging hostile. Clear. Copy. Take the Tango down. Out.
Enjoy, asshole! We've got a casualty! Do we have any...
Tango 3 to base. I heard an explosion. Zone 3 or 4 approximately. Clear. Hard copy. Investigate the area, report back. Out.
Second wave.
Another destroyed. All control devices down.
Code yellow. I repeat, code yellow. Detonation in zone 8. Over.
Copy that. Investigate the area. Report back in 5. Out.
Hostiles inbound.
Numbers?
A sizable force. You keep poking the hornet's nest.
Base, we have eyes on hostile. Ready to engage. Over. Copy. Dispatch all squads. Flank him. Out.
Gonna hear some boom boom. There's one.
Victor 3 to base. We have enemy contact. Over. Copy. Form up and engage. Out.
Throwing grenade!
Charlie 5-0 to HQ. We had an explosion at our 20. Do you copy? Hard copy. Investigate the area. Report back. Out.
that. There, did it. Now to finish this place off.
Pump disabled. Got this one.
We have a sniper somewhere between zones 5 and 6. Out. Copy that. Mobilizing search. Stand by. Out.
That facility is finished.
Yes, ma'am. Hi, baby. How you doing? Not good. You ready to take me? Ready to go to the hospital? I'll tell you what. I was heard you coughing in the bathroom. I was about ready to say, "Screw that. We're taking you now."
I was throwing up.
Yeah, I could hear that. I'm not gonna be able to get this guy. It was alright. I rather had shrimp.
Like shrimp?
Yeah, 'cause I like your shrimp.
Would you like mommy's taco?
Yeah, but I like your shrimp better. This guy's got to get out of there. I can't get him. He's ticking me off. I thought you grew something out of your stomach. I was like, what the hell, girl?
HQ, this is Victor 5. Explosion heard. Location unclear. Awaiting orders. Copy that. Look for intruders. Stay in comm. Out.
Are you still alive? You sure?
Impressive Time to exfiltrate, Raven.
Code Yellow, I repeat, Code Yellow. Detonation in Zone 8, over. Roger that. Mobilize squads. Search for hostiles. Out.
I can't hit that guy. I can't kill him. Crackle, crackle, pop. Yeah. I bet I do. Four coordinates to the back. Turn around. Four coordinates to the back. Here, 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 here. That's how big your lungs are. That's how you check to see if you got fluid in your lungs. I gotta get my ass out of here. Yeah, it's what it sounds like, because it's bubbling. It's what it's doing. Yeah, you're not supposed to have liquid in your lungs. Nothing liquid is supposed to be in your lungs. That's why I said either bronchitis or a slight case of pneumonia. So, yeah. Anything crackling?
No. Do that. I'm trying to feel. Oh.
You can hear that, can't you?
Yeah. Oh. Yours don't crackle pop.
Yeah, it's called tobacco.
But yours don't.
What?
Yours don't.
I'm so what?
I said yours don't.
Don't what?
Yours don't crackle pop.
You hear the whistling?
Oh yeah. That's from tobacco. What about you?
There ain't nothing on my nose. She's using a stethoscope on my freaking nose.
You scared me. Your nose works.
No, wipe it off on my shoulder. There you go. What am I doing with this? I can't hear anything. You're not seeing where it is, are you? All right, give me a second. I'm gonna close this down.
Do the brain thing. We do this. This thing. The brain thing.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've been on here for a while. I hope I answered a lot of questions for you guys. I greatly appreciate you all being here. I am going to get my butt out of here. I got to get some sleep early because I got to take her in early. Please say some prayers for her because she's going to need it. We got to figure out what the hell's going on. A month straight of coughing, being sick, ain't right. I don't care what anybody says. A cold does not last that long. It just doesn't. So, as you can hear her, I'm going to get out of here. I want you all to stay safe, stay blessed. Definitely keep it between the lines. Thank you for stopping by the first time. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Turn your notifications on. I'm on here about almost every day. Love yous.